Hello, and welcome to our first City Skylines video, first in our series. So in this series, I'm going to be doing like a small American-style town. I'm just going to run through a few of the DLCs and mods that I'm using. They'll all be in the description, but I'll just go through as many as I can remember quickly here. So I've got the Sunset Harbor DLC, I have After Dark, I've got Mass Transit. I'm using Move It, Road Anarchy, Traffic Manager, Ploppable RICO, Plop the Growables rather, Demand Master, Building Themes. That should be most of it. I have Unlock All turned on, cheating a little bit, but not as much as I usually do at this game. So, you know, kind of give me some credit. So yeah, the map I'm using is one of Ottawa in Canada, which is where I live. I'm just doing it because it's got lots of nice canals and rivers and little lakes and more rivers and islands. Plenty of kind of bodies of water that we can use to make a nice looking town. I'm thinking I want to try and build it somewhere off down here, which is between the Rideau Canal and Rideau River, for anyone who knows their Ottawa geography. So I'm just gonna start. I actually don't know how much money everything costs. We might be okay. We're not blowing much. I wanna buy kind of like this area. So we just spent 11,000 on land. This might not have been the smartest start, but we'll find out. So I'm just gonna build a kind of connection off from the highway. It looks weird to have it elevated without the city built around it, but we're not going to be building in this area. We're going to be building in kind of this area, so we can kind of ignore it. And I'm thinking I want to have kind of like an older town, like older part of town rather, and then closer to the highway, I might do some like larger shops and that sort of thing. Yeah, kind of closer to where the highway connects. So we'll kind of find out as we go. That is the plan as usual. So yeah, just gonna set my highway connections first. So actually, I guess for this, I don't know if I want a road or a highway leading into it. I might just go for a large road. So maybe I'll build that first, and then we'll. Oh, I'm also using network extensions. So if you get weirded out by some of my roads, that'll be why. So we'll say that it kind of comes. Say it comes here, and then we can kind of run with the railway. Oh, there's not space there. Well, that's not the best start. Okay, we'll start this side of the railway, and we'll just bend it off. Where did I say I was going? I think I was going for this kind of area here. I might try and run it kind of parallel with the highway so it can kind of... Yeah, there we go. And the reason I'm making it so long instead of connecting it up here is just because I'm anticipating a fair bit of traffic on this road, and it will probably become completely gridlocked at some point. And so in that case, the longer it is, the better, so we don't clog up the main highway as well. It is really trying to get me to really go faster here. So I'm just going to make a pretty basic highway connection on this. In fact, I might make I could go for a clover one. I don't know if I feel like that. I don't think it's going to be big enough for that. I think we can just pretty safely go for just one of these diamond ones. Cool. So usually what I do is kind of lay out some basic groundwork. Are you meant to start with 700,000 in this? That seems really high. How much is like a hospital? 65 grand. I don't know if I started with way too much money here somehow. It really feels like I did, but maybe do you get money? You probably get money rewards for unlock all, eh? That's probably what's happened. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna pretend that I'm playing properly. Yeah, so usually I'll kind of start by making a kind of road layout. So this is just gonna come straight in. I'm thinking of having like the old town. I don't know if I want the railway right here. I might divert it a little bit that way. I don't think we're gonna be using it for at least this episode anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh, they've kind of like... It doesn't run the whole way. Anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna go break all that. I should also mention I'm using the all 81 tiles unlocked, so I can really not worry about space. So we're just gonna go like kind of straight line. This is gonna be our very clogged road, I think. In fact, we might I think we might put the old town kind of in this part. We might want to do some landscaping to fill these in. Not sure they're handy like that, because then we can just kind of have it branch off from the main road, and this can kind of be the newer housing estates and all that kind of thing. Can all run along with that road. I might just go ahead and do that right now. So we want something that's going to have some on-street parking, so I'm thinking we're just going to go for a sort of pretty standard one lane. And that can just continue in a dead straight line for now. Cool. So I think after that, I should probably put in some basic infrastructure before I forget, to be honest with you. So we have these. They're large water towers, kind of handy. They're from the Sunset Harbor. For sewage, these are a literal godsend. They're off the Steam Workshop. They are like hugely overpowered. They process sewage like no one's business, but I don't know if that's kind of cheating or not. I could try some of the new sewage things from Sunset Harbor that I've not used yet, to be honest with you. That might be a cool thing to do as well. I don't know what they do. Okay, so this basically like pollutes the ground so that you don't have to be next to open water. I have a thing that I think I have it turned on that like stops the disgusting purpley brown pollution in the ground. This looks like it does basically the same thing, but maybe just better at it. So we're just going to pop a couple of water pumps over here. We'll connect them all up. So obviously we have to put some houses in before we worry about anything else. So I'm thinking, I think this kind of area here I might develop as kind of like a modern kind of neighborhood. We'll leave kind of the roadside here for businesses, but kind of lakeside. I think that might become some residences. So that might be our first neighborhood, which would mean that we have to worry about kind of our emergency services. So this thing is also off the Steam Workshop. I don't think I can link everything that I use just because it's a lot that I have off the Steam Workshop. But if there's one thing in particular you're interested in, then I can probably help find it. Ask in the comments. But this is just BTB, small police station. It's just cheap, and it covers a large area. Because I find it in this game that the areas everything covers is really unrealistically small. Like, how many small towns have more than one fire depot? None. This is also, I think, Steam Workshop S fire station number 1. It's not the cheapest, but it covers a huge area. Maybe it is cheap, actually. I really don't. Oh, it is cheap. There you go. It's cheap and it covers a large area. Great. Love it. Oops. I just hit my desk. So, we now need some medical stuff. So these are added in Sunset Harbor. It's child care and elder care. I have tried them. I just don't find them that helpful. I might worry about them later, but kind of as a much later sort of thing. I think actually what I might do before I put all these emergency services in is worry about, for one, power, but two, kind of a bit of a roadmap first. If I really want to cheat for power, I have these. They're solar panels. They cost like nothing, and they produce a lot of power for how much like space they take up. They're really like kind of lame to use, but they're so good. Yeah, they're just like better wind turbines, I guess, that don't obstruct the skyline. Otherwise, I have the power plant from Chernobyl. That's 200,000 though, so I don't know if we want to be don't know if we want to fork out that kind of money yet. Maybe we're gonna put our roads all in first, and then we'll kind of worry about that. So I really want to keep this as just kind of like a T-junction. I don't want to make it a crossroads, just because I want to decrease traffic as much as I can to this sort of junction. So I think this sort of housing estate, I'm going to put in, its junction is going to be up here, and then we'll put another connection further up, but for now we're just going to make it up here. So we want to keep everything kind of grid-like if we can do. I don't know, maybe I will put a junction in there, and then this can kind of come up to here, turn Anarchy on so it can, and then we'll just use move it to straighten this out. Oop. Perfect. So now we have that kind of triangular shape. This housing estate's not necessarily going to be grid-like, because kind of newer ones tend not to be, so we're going to kind of put, this might be a sort of crescent that goes the whole way, sort of round, and then we'll join it on, maybe there. Cool. So we'll go like that, and then I don't know if we want to kind of go right up to the lake or not. Maybe, yeah, I don't know if there'll be room for houses there or not. I might use move it just to kind of, and we'll just link that up like that. So that's kind of our little residential neighborhood right now. So I'm going to put a primary school in before I forget. We're not going to put a secondary school, or what do you call it? High school. We're not going to put a high school in yet. I think maybe this will go sort of here, because that'll leave it sort of a little yard area where houses aren't built. Just as a nice little touch. So after that, I think I might just do a little bit of the downtown, just to see where things are going. They can go back 2 blocks right now. I should probably widen the sort of side ones. Or maybe just down there, I'll widen that. And I want to put a bit of parking on, so maybe we'll widen that for some on-street parking behind it as well. We'll probably play around with that more when it comes to actually building there. Just kind of extend this road out a little bit. It doesn't have to be a complete grid when it's by water. Obviously, that will always complicate a road plan. We'll just leave something like that right now. And then the next thing to do is just going to be figuring out what our I'll say it's our temporary power solution right now. I'll probably find a better one later on. We've kind of got a nice windy patch right here, so I might put a couple of wind turbines, although they do really kill the wind, don't they? And I'll just connect that all the way to there. Sweet. So now I think the next thing to do is just going to be put our houses in. So I'm going to use Find It, which is another mod I have. I don't know if I said I had that. We're going to find our Growables and just see what I have in terms of kind of suburban stuff. I have these kind of nice houses here. They work for kind of a higher density suburban neighborhood, so I like them for that. So I might use some of them. For this, I've got one that goes back 3 units and one that goes back 4 units, and I'll kind of switch that in, and we'll see what else I have to kind of mix it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to start with these kind of 4 like 2x4 units ones. In fact, first, rather, I'm going to start by putting a a little parking lot by our school. Whoa, that is a big parking lot. So that's just called Modular Parks Parking. It's very cheap, which we like. And we'll see if maybe there's a park, small little like play park I can put behind it that could kind of be a playground for our school. Small playground. If we put that there, and then we can just move it to shift it across. That might be a good solution. There we go. See if that works. And then now we're going to use our houses. There we are. So we're going to go along this bit, and then as we kind of get smaller, we'll go for our 3-unit one. I don't know if we can't really fit it on the edge here, so we won't try. I've got this one is, these are all just American Suburb. I think they're all called American Sub, and then they just have a number. You can find them on the workshop pretty easily. So this is just a wider one. So I'll continue with kind of using our old 2x4 ones. So basically I'm just going to be filling up most of this. It's a bit unimaginative. It's very repetitive, just with very similar houses. Mostly these 2x4 ones. And then to break it up a little bit, we're putting in some of our 3x4 or 4x3s. That's just adds some variety, but it kind of creates a high density suburban housing state kind of feel to it, which is what we're going for. So I'm just going to fill all this in with houses, and then all kind of our area here, so this kind of bit, and then I'll skip to kind of where I'm going to put some trees and all that in afterwards. Okay, so I think for this kind of lakeside area, I'm going to use some variation in the houses. So previously I've just been using all the ones that I said before, but I'm going to use some more of the suburban ones still, but some kind of larger ones, a couple of bungalows, that sort of thing, as they'd maybe be kind of nicer, more expensive houses. Okay, so I kind of have this whole little neighborhood kind of finished off now, building wise. So we just have our school, which has kind of our playground back here, and a nice little yard area, kind of where these houses will end up. Otherwise it's just, streets of houses. So I'm going to put in some trees now, especially back here by the lake, to kind of cover up the messy kind of terraforming it's done for us. So for that I'm using, I don't know what I'm using yet, I'm going to look at what I have. I'm going to use this, just a leafy _ full, and that's going to be a real handy one. I could use our brush, that's a mod as well, extra landscaping tools or something, I'm not sure. But I think I'm just going to place them singly. See if there's a smaller tree as well that I can place. We might just go like kind of the whole way around this bank, just with some more of them, just to kind of keep the continuity. Perfect. So that's going to be our houses backing on, except for here we got to deal with that still. See if there's a small tree that'll fit. A little bush maybe. Get a couple there, but not really. Not really here, eh? We could try and move it. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. First, I'm going to put some conifers in amongst our little woods that we've created here. It's just going to be to give some variety in shape and height and all that kind of thing. And then we'll see if it can move them in. It can. So I'm just going to move some trees here as well. Okay, so our last kind of thing for this neighborhood is going to be we have to connect it to water. Then we have to put in sewage treatment for the city as well, and garbage collection for the city. So for that, I usually just kind of put it in with my industrial area. I really find industrial difficult because it just looks so appalling and it creates such a ridiculous amount of traffic. I usually just kind of have a little pocket off from the highway where I put it all. But for that, I think I might put it in sort of this area here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. There we are. So that's going to continue in a straight line, and then we'll just bend it up so it can go under that overpass. And then we'll put the highway connection in here. It's a little bit, that's a little bit crooked. I expect when I actually come to doing industrial stuff, I'll revisit this. Yeah, this is gonna just be a brutal highway connection in the meantime. Oh, lovely. Okay, so we need, in fact, for this, honestly, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna use my overpowered solar power. So I'm just gonna, for now, emphasizing for now, so you guys aren't gonna yell at me for making such an ugly looking place. I'm just gonna make a kind of a U like that, and that will fit some sewage treatment for us. I'm gonna use this sewage treatment plant from the steam workshop. Go over what that's called. It is R69 water treatment basin, and it is the best thing since sliced bread, I promise. Okay, and then we just need some garbage. Garbage is now under a garbage and industry tab, where you can put fishing industry as well. That's just because of my DLCs. So, sorry, I should also explain. This is from the workshop. It's a large recycling center. It is very costly. It costs a lot to run as well. I'm going to be losing money when this starts to run, big time. But I've got so much banked, I'm not worried. But yeah, it produces like no pollution or very little pollution, no pollution, none, and it can process quite a lot. It's also pretty cool, is basically what that means. And we just need to plumb this area fully, like so. And we'll link this back up. That is messy too. Everything is messy there, but I'm not fussed, I'll be honest. So I just need to put in kind of cemetery, or I'm going to use this. It's a classic crematorium. It looks really gothic. I love it. Or I don't know if it's gothic actually. It's kind of got classical columns, but it looks like really cool. I don't know. I should know more words to describe that, but they're just not coming to mind. We could make kind of a hospital, but I think I'm going to use this. It's a UK medical practice. I have two of them. Either one, I use them interchangeably. I'll put it opposite the crematorium. That's a little bit weird when you think about it, but whatever. So everything is all joined up to the power grid, so we are ready to hit that spacebar and watch as we lose money by the second. I'm going to zone some areas. I'm just going to zone. This can all be our housing estate area here. This can all be our old town. We'll tentatively say this area, and then this can be our gross part of town. We'll even name that Thornton Hills. How about gross part of town? Okay, so as we can kind of see, our population is picked up. We're at almost 1,000. I think we've nearly filled this place as well. We've got, we have 9 households remaining. So that's basically full, and we can see our demand is now shifting towards commercial needs. So, does this create jobs? It does. Oh, sweet. Yeah, so I think this is where we're going to end part 1. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these. Okay, so that is where I'm going to end it for today. It has been a long video, so thank you for staying to the end, and I'll catch you next time.